I am Fridge, and welcome to episode 3 of Fantasy WICSO. In this episode, we'll be starting over here with these three, the green, the lime, and the brownish, orange-ish color here. The brown, I don't know what to say, caramel, I guess that looks like. Anyways though, we'll be starting with these, and these three are actually going to meet to divide up this land. And they will divide up with the lime team getting this little bit here. They didn't want too much, so they were given that much. As for these two, the green will get this land right here, and the caramel will get the rest. Now I do need to update the major city layer. However, for now, that's not going to happen. For now, what's going to happen is we're actually going to see a new layer get made. And this is going to be an alliance. We're going to see an alliance form between the green country and the lime country. Now these two, they're kind of worried about the caramel one, because the caramel one wants to expand. And to their knowledge, this is all the land that exists. So they're kind of nervous about the caramel one and worried that it might invade one of them. So they decide to form an alliance. However, the caramel one is actually not going to invade them. They actually believe that there's this blue thing around them. There has to be more land out there. That's what they believe. So they start sending ships. And these ships start sailing. And, well, they find more land pretty close south. However, what happens next, you have to wait later in the episode to find out, because we're actually heading up to the red and these other two countries now, where this country here is going to continue to do absolutely nothing because they don't want to expand. So what the red team is going to do is they are going to just go around this country here to expand, and moving over here. Now, while this country doesn't want to expand too much, they will just move into this small bit here. But the red team now stretches over it. The purple team worry about the same thing happening to them. They are going to quickly expand as they send explorers out into this area before expanding into this area. I'm on the wrong layer. Before expanding into this area, moving like this. The red team will expand a little bit like this, though. And they want to expand down here, but the people down here, it's already hard for them to get to them. While they're the same country, these people are basically just governing themselves. As for this one here, which I just realized does not have a capital, let me fix that quickly. That's fixed now. This one will also be expanding, so they are going to continue exploring. This time going south. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Going south. They will eventually find a river over here that connects to the water. Also, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some black there, but there isn't. They find this river here, and they set up a town by this river. Now, they have two parts that are incredibly separated from each other, which is probably not the best idea. Let me just quickly fix this. They can see this water here. They can see off the shore, so this should all be explored. They will also move a bit. They'll also move a bit more like this, and let me turn the tolerancy down because that's being annoying. They'll move a bit like this and a bit up like this. But they aren't expanding too much at the moment because they aren't really in the area to be expanding. Now heading over here to these two, or these three I mean. Starting with the pink and red ones though. They will also be doing some exploring. as they explore along here, looking at this layer here, more of this harder area starts to get explored. As this area is explored, turn that off though, and we see these two countries go ahead and do some expanding, with this country here expanding like this, and this pink country will also do some expanding along the mountain here, and also expanding a bit further in like this. The purple country though, they're stuck here, and they want to expand, but this country here, which I just realized I forgot to give the capital to, it's in the one major city though, so that's pretty easy to know. This country here, while they probably could be in a war, they are worried that the pink team would get involved and crush them. So they sadly cannot expand. However, they do send some fishes out. Oh, and they found land. What a coincidence that they just found land up here. So they find land up here. And this land is the same as the land down here, but they set up like colony there for now, and they plan to export more in the future. But for now, we have to head over here to these two, where last time the yellow team cut off the orange team, and the orange team, well, they're not really the biggest fans of that. They want to expand. However, they do realize that there's land over here, so that land probably goes down. So they are going to send some boats out that sail over here and make a landing over here, where they decide to set up some people over here that reach up towards the yellow one. However, not everyone's the biggest fan of this, and we see this area here break away, as they don't really like this. They think this is a bad idea, so this area here breaks away, and the orange team is like, no, you're not doing that, and they send people in to take care of them. So they start marching in. However, as they march in, they get pretty close before they get pushed back a little bit, but then we see another breakaway happen. This time, the area that they just claimed over here breaks away. This area felt like they were too far away from the orange team, and they're going to break away because they don't want to be over there. And this is going to lead to this blue country pushing back a little bit, but eventually there will be a stalemate here, and the orange team will just take that back with the rest of it getting independence. This area over here also gets independence, and the orange team is mad about this. But with this, we need to give capitals to these new ones, so the capital of this one will be in this major city here. And the capital of this one will be right there. The yellow team is also going to do some exploring, as they send people along these rivers more to explore. With the rivers getting explored a bit, they also explore a bit more up here, and a bit more over here, before expanding, as they on the wrong layer again. That's the wrong shade of yellow. As they expand down a bit towards the coast, and also along these rivers a bit more. Now looking like this. Anyway, so now over to the blue and the other two. The blue country, In the last episode, their leader was overthrown and a new one that wants to expand more and explore more was installed. The old one didn't really want to expand or explore and had people who explored killed, but this new one wants to expand a bit, so they start expanding. And they're also going to do some more exploring as they send explorers down this way to explore west, and they find more snow and ice. Now down here, in the last one, they found a bit of a warmer area, and they are not really the best at when it comes to warm areas. However, a few people, they think that the warmer area is a good idea, so they are going to start to head down that way, with them continuing along this river here. And they don't go too far, they decide to set up their country right here so they can, if this goes bad, they can easily get back to the core areas, but they believe that this, in the long run, will be a good idea, so they set up a new country over here. The blue one doesn't really care about this, mostly because they don't want to go into the warm area, they're still terrified of it. The pink one, they'll also want to do some expanding. They will start with some exploring as they explore a bit more south and find nothing but snow. They also continue to explore this river here. However, some people get lost and go away from the river and start heading north, and before they know it, they cannot find their way back. So what do? They just continue heading north. They head north for a while, all the way up to this area here, before they just decide, you know what, let's just set up a new country. So that's what they do, with them setting up a new country up here. It's pretty small at the moment. However, heading back to the, I just realized it's on the wrong layer, let me fix that. No, you, then just goodbye, you. Go to the correct layer. And I just realized that I used the wrong tool to do this. Okay, there we go. That should be it fixed. Now we can put this on the right layer. And there's still a little small area there. Okay, let me fix that quickly. Sorry about this. Anyways, there's the new country. Now heading back down to this country here. We will see them expand, and they're going to be making a bigger expansion than they have so far, with them expanding and taking all of this land here. However, that's enough of these for now, because we need to head back down over to these countries here, where this country has just discovered land. And this has not gotten back to the other two yet, so they start exploring this land, and they're going to set up a bit of a colony here, mostly to make exploring it easier. So they build a town here too, and they have plans to expand into this area later on, but for now they want to explore it, so they start exploring this area, and they find that they think they're on another island, but this island is pretty long as it goes on for a while. And eventually they get to the end of the island over here, but they don't know where this other end goes yet. Is it going to end soon? Or, well, they start exploring it and this area ends soon. They have not explored much south yet. They do explore this water around here a bit. Maybe there's a few more islands over here. They don't find any. Maybe there's like a few tiny ones on here that are too small to be on the map, but they don't find any like important islands. But they, after doing some exploring, they will continue to expand into this area, expanding all the way over to here. And now looking like this. And they are debating whether or not they should take a break from expanding or expand more. We'll have to see that decision later on, though. As for now, we need to head back over to the purple country, which also has discovered some more land. So they are going to continue to explore this area, and, well, looks like it's also pretty small as they explore. And it's just this small island. But hey, that's more land than they had before, so they take this entire island. Heading back down, though, we're also going to see these two countries do some more expanding, especially the pink one, who, if you remember before, these people want to explore the world. They want to see what's all out there, so they start exploring. This area is warmer than the others. Turning on these areas, they expand or more around these mountains. And they find a bit of a cool area that's the same temperature as up here, down here. They also explore a bit more inwards, though. And the red country will also do some exploring, so they explore along here. These two will then expand. These two will then expand with the red one expanding along here. And the pink one expanding along here, going inwards. Also going a bit more around these mountains. The pink country is like the main country that isn't just sticking by the coast. Like, this country didn't, but that's because they're on a peninsula. Like, the pink country is actually going inwards. I guess these ones didn't, but that's because they're on an island. But the pink country is not just sticking into the coast like the red country mostly is. They're going everywhere. Speaking of the red country, we'll hand back over to them for some more exploration as they explore a bit more inwards now because, well, they don't really have much coast going, but they do out up here, so they explore along here and they find a river over here. And after crossing this river, they continue to explore, but they also start exploring down the river. And they find more coast down here. So the river is splitting this continent in half. That's what we know now. The red country will then expand in a bit and also along the coast a bit more. And I just realized I'm on the wrong layer again. So they expand in a bit and also along the coast a bit more, heading over towards this river. However, this area over here is pretty far away from the capital, so we see this area over here go ahead and break away. And they will put their capital right, where is it? That's the capital layer. They'll put their capital right there. And let me quickly fix this water. There we go. As for the pink one, they don't do much at the moment, and this one's also not going to do much because they really can't do much. They're pretty small still. Anyways, though, heading back over here, the country here has made the decision to continue to expand and explore, so they start exploring down and finish off exploring this island before continuing on their expansion. However, as they expand, what the green team had warned them about happens as we see this area over here completely break away. And afterwards, they will quickly move up and take the rest of this island before the brown country can, but they break away and become their own country, and this makes the brown team mad. However, they find fighting this a lot more difficult than they expected. They start to send troops in, however, the pink country surprises them by pushing them completely back before pushing into them. So they're going to make an attempt to push back again. So they successfully do that and push in a little bit. However, it's just a back and forth for a while before the final borders look like this. So they got a little bit back, but not what they wanted. They wanted all of it back. But they did get that small bit back. And now they're kind of stuck because, well, I mean, maybe there's more land out there. They'll just have to find out. But that'll have to happen in the next episode because this is the end of this episode. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.